Welcome in, along with Bruce Gradkowski. I'm Steve Palazzolo, and this is your Daniel Jones NFL Draft Profile. Quarterback from Duke, Bruce, who's getting a ton of hype, might end up being a first-round pick. He has made the move, in my mind, from underrated quarterback, like, hey, this is a pretty good, maybe second, third-round option, to now an overrated quarterback if he truly is going to be top 15. But what have you seen from Jones on film?
Well, there's some things I like. I mean, he stands in the pocket. He's able to deliver. I mean, there's some magnificent throws he makes under pressure being hit. But then there's some inconsistencies. You know, you see the inconsistent throws accuracy-wise. And there's some balls that just flutter out, that not always a spiral. So there's some concerns I have on that standpoint. I felt like his Senior Bowl, you know, the combine was and then his pro day, I thought he looked solid. I mean, the dude was delivering, feet looked good, timing, rhythm, accuracy, all that NFL coaches and general managers want to see, but you can't just hold it all on a pro day.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it all on the pro day because, man, when you go back to the film, that inconsistency does show up, and he started the year great. You mentioned the great plays under pressure. I mean, he had one of the best throws maybe in the entire draft class, under pressure, fading away, getting the ball 50-plus yards down the field on a post to his receiver. We've seen him make throws with guys hanging on him. So, I mean, if you want to find the high-end throws that say, hey, look, it looks like a first-round pick, I think they're in there. You know, if you want to make your Big Ben comparison because of the size, you can fool yourself into it. My problem is the consistency issue. The footwork isn't always there. The quick game accuracy isn't always there. And I think, so he reminds me a little bit of Nick Foles because of what you mentioned, right? That ability to stand in there and make those plays down the field. But that same tendency to make plays with guys bearing down on you also led to a bunch of bad decisions and turnover-worthy plays. So I think you kind of get those ups and downs with a Daniel Jones, much like you would maybe a Nick Foles.
No, I think that's a great comparison with Nick Foles. I mean, but what I look at when he's standing in the pocket and he's able to deliver while getting hit is he's tough. You know, he's going to stand in there and take some shots. He's not afraid of the pocket collapsing. But on the other side, you pointed out, sometimes bad decisions come with that. So you have to be smarter than that. So with Daniel Jones, I think he has a solid body of work that if he goes to the right system, he's going to be a guy that learns the offense, knows what to do, his footwork's going to be good, and continues to improve. You know, if you're a team looking to take him in the top 10, now you're really maybe, you know, reaching for a guy that he needs more time to develop.
I think we're describing a guy, like I said, we put a third-round grade on him. And again, with the quarterback, you know, you move them up a little bit. If you took a late second on a Daniel Jones, if you're a team like the Saints or the Patriots or the Chargers that want to maybe look for their next guy and you take him in the second round, I'm like, all right, you know, that makes a ton of sense. I just don't know if I'm ready to hitch the wagon to him because when you watch the film, outside of a couple spectacular throws early in the season, it's a lot of, you know, he's okay in the quick game. Right. He's okay at the intermediate level. Deep ball's not great. Under pressure, fluctuates, right? So we haven't said anything that he does that's great.
And when we're talking about a first-round talent, I mean, come on, you got to light up the screen. And sometimes we see those plays, but not as consistent as we would like to be a first-round guy. And look, these guys all need time to develop. I think you brought up a great example. If it is the LA Chargers, if it is the Saints, those are two good situations that would benefit Daniel Jones to learn and develop and become what he possibly can be. But as you see, some of the inconsistencies is what makes me a little nervous.
And we look at the PFF grading, again, in the 60s for his first 2 years, 2016 and 17. Last year he improved to 81.9. Good, not great, not at that first-round caliber. And then I want to debunk one more myth, because everybody's attaching the fact that he played for David Cutcliffe at Duke and that is somehow going to magically make him a better prospect or make him better at the NFL level. I'm just not buying into this. Do you have anything to? Is that a factor? Well, the fact that he played for a good quarterback coach in college.
Well, the thing that kind of stings for Daniel Jones, anytime you talk about him, the first words were mentioned was his coach. And as a good player, a first-round talent, if you're trying to look at, is you don't want to hear about the coach, you want to hear about the player. And I think with Cutcliffe, of course, he probably helped. Push him forward and help him take that step of maybe an NFL knowledge or NFL system. But for a 50% passer or a 58% passer, you would think it would be a little bit better if he had an NFL coach.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, if it was truly a factor, it should have showed up on the college field a little bit more. I will say Jones didn't have the best situation, didn't have the best supporting cast, was under pressure quite a bit. Ton of drops from his receivers, but that's factored into the PFF system.
Right.
It should have showed through in the grade a little bit more if he's making those accurate passes that were dropped.
Yeah, and that's a great point because it's the guys around him. And also the thing I love about it, though, is I do like seeing that toughness. So I like seeing the guy stand in the pocket, not afraid to take a hit while trying to deliver the football downfield. So I like what he brings in that sense. And, I think the footwork would be there. I think the accuracy will improve with the right players around him. So there's some good things to like about him, but we're talking, too, if you're going to reach up in the first round and try to get him.
That's it. There's some stuff to like about Daniel Jones, but maybe not the top end of the first round franchise quarterback that the NFL is talking about at this point. It's your Daniel Jones NFL draft profile, all powered by PFF Edge and Elite.